What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back again. Last day on Earth action, and a new event and a new update is here. We're gonna jump into this video today. We have maxed it, gotten max rewards. I'm gonna talk through that. I'm also then after that going to share some tips and tricks. You've got a handful of days. There's some other cool stuff going on in the world of Last Day on Earth, so we'll dive into that. The things that helped me to get to the end, and hopefully some tips to pick up and a few things just as you're working through and working through just the different hunters, quest lines, and those kinds of things. So hopefully you enjoy, but let's jump into it. So first things first, I should also say before I do that, I'm not going to give a ton of impressions on this yet. I want to have a few more days to play it, and probably like Monday or Tuesday I'll do another video kind of talking about the event and what I think. So I'm going to leave that part out for now. So just keep that in mind. But let's jump into it. So we have maxed the rewards. We have finalized everything. We have gotten all the way up to level 41 actually, and there's some cool stuff in here. So let's take a look. I want to start with the reputation, because reputation really drives a lot for this event. We have actually a pretty unique situation where we have kind of the best combination of a lot of the last couple of events that we've had. We have multiple stores, one that revolves and rotates, and we can pick things from every day. We have the Hunter's Task Log, which reputation feeds into that. We also have different rewards that you're able to get on reputation. So I wanted to get all the way through to 40. You need to get all the way through to 40 to get the chest and a few things. We'll talk about that here in a second, but you need to get all the way through that. As you get further in the reputation line, you're going to open up additional tasks. You're also going to open up some additional rewards. So it's really good that you should focus on trying to get as much reputation as you can. In addition, you want to be grabbing these hunters tokens, which is essentially the currency for this event, and the rewards to be able to grab things. So there's some cool stuff in here that I just want to highlight as you get leveled up that you're going to use. First and foremost, you get 5 bear traps from level 5. You're going to need those. You're going to need those for some tasks. You got some grenades. That's pretty neat. Machetes. If you don't have a ton of machetes or maybe great mods, level 10 is going to hook you up with some of those. Armor. I always am a big fan of captain's cards, so I like to see those. You also do end up grabbing a crossbow with the hunting arrowhead. This is going to be really, really important for you. If you get to level 20, you're going to need this, so it's important that you work through that. As we keep going, carbon composite pumps, there's some other cool stuff in here. If you get all the way up to 35, this hunting rifle is absolutely amazing. So make sure if you can get to this part, this is really going to help you with like the bear and the crocodile tasks. So make sure, or alligator, I think it is. So make sure to try to grind towards this, because you can use all these weapons to continue to help your reputation gain. And again, you'll pick some stuff up, and then cool at the end, you get 2 C4. That's pretty nice. As you rotate through, instead of getting a chest now, you end up getting additional 250 hunters tokens. This is essentially one prize. Everything basically costs 250, so you can jump in and you can grab things. This is essentially one extra reward for that. So I'm actually going to grab all these things. This is very cool. We're going to grab some good season progress, so happy to see that. Again, we'll grab some weapons that we will use. Neat. Some titanium. There's some good stuff in here, but again, I'm leaving my comments until later. So from that point, this also is where you're going to gain that reputation. You can fill this up every day. Now, that each task that you have for each respective animal is going to require you to drop in a certain number of that animal's specific items. So boar tusks, you have the fox tails, you have bear claws, you have the alligator skin, obviously the wolf hair, and the deer antlers. You can fill this up fully. You will still have to go and drop those in for the task, but as you work through them, it's probably going to take you a little bit of time, to at least a couple of days, to open up each of the tasks. So it's worthwhile to fill this up, especially if you don't plan to use any rations to reset the location. Now, if you reset the location, you can refill this. So this is a way to get really, really fast progress. If you have some rations and you want to do that, let's say you're moving through the quest line, the hunter quest line, pretty quickly, and you're getting a bunch of this stuff, you can fill them up. You can reset the location, fill them up again, reset the location. That's what allowed me to get a lot of fast reputation. Don't sleep on the fish. There is no task related to fishing, but you can fish, and you can see for rainbow trout, 315 points is a lot. Each reset, I have tested this out a few times. You can essentially fish the location. You can fish the location 3 times. You have to use the fish food in order to reset the other 2. And essentially each time I've seen, you're going to be able to pick up at least 1 rainbow trout. You get a couple, maybe 2 or 3 emerald salmon, and then the rest you're going to pick up golden carp. That's some pretty good points there. So don't sleep on the fishing part as you jump in here, but you'll be able to go ahead and fill this up. If you want to pay, you can obviously do the unusual samples, and you'll get some extra bonus rewards for doing that. So as we jump over here and take a look at the rewards, I went ahead and I bought both the backpack, which I think is really cool, and this Bloodhound armor set. Really, really neat. So I was actually really happy some of my predictions were true in terms of what we were getting. I kind of figured this would be an outfit or a set of armor. Kind of neat that it is an outfit. And it's pretty cool looking. That tied with the bag is pretty neat here. So these are good. This is what you're looking for. So again, I talked about everything essentially is $250. We pay $250 for the backpack, $250 for the armor. And here you go. That's what you can pick up. So I'm going to go ahead. I definitely want to grab this, the sewing rack. So I'm actually very excited to get this in the base. This is obviously the premium reward for picking this up. So super happy to grab that. Being able to grab an inspector card is pretty awesome. I'm going to grab the transmission, and I definitely want a drone blueprint. Some really good stuff in here. I'm also probably going to go ahead and grab the flight controllers. Now with this store specifically, I'm going to grab this too, just for collection purposes, and cogs are pretty hard. And I might as well grab the batteries. These things don't reset, so you can save up your hunter's tokens and you can purchase all of the things in here that you want the one time. This is going to be great for progress if you're trying to put like your ATV together or your boat, even your chopper. If you're really new into the game, you essentially get almost everything you need for the chopper besides the wheels. So that is kind of cool. It's a good time to start a free-to-play account. If you wanted to do that, you could go knock this event out, but I think you have to be level 30 to start this. So lots of good stuff in here, but 250 hunters tokens each is what you're going to be able to do to grab that stuff. It's important to note that it goes right to your inventory, so just keep that in mind. And then over here you have what I call the daily shop. This works very much similar to the gas station and the trophy market, or the market, the black market, or whatever it is in there. This resets every day. I have not seen this change, but it just resets. So if you're looking to grind some upper tier materials, I have been grabbing these pups. I'm going to grab these level 3 pups every single day. I'm grabbing these bricks and this steel and these. This is ash planks, which is pretty crazy. Again, if you need something to upgrade weapons or upgrade, maybe get some mods installed, you have gun oil, high-tech components, factory parts here, carbon composite. Now, these unlock each of these levels. If you're looking at your store, unlocks at a certain reputation level. So do keep that in mind. But even the first 2 are really, really solid. If you can get, I think it's reputation level 30. Don't quote me on that. To be able to get this final line, you're picking up 3 level 3 puppies every day. That's pretty cool. So you have a lot of good stuff. If you want to keep grinding the event, you have a ton of good stuff to be able to grab here inside of this market, even after, let's say, you've bought just literally everything from here. So that part is pretty cool. One thing I might like to do I just buy all this stuff? I would doubt. Let's just do it. I'm going to do it for science. Okay, I didn't think that we were going to be able to reset this. So that's it. Once you buy them, this track is done. So tested that for you for science. I really didn't need some of that stuff, but that's okay. Grabbed everything. That's pretty cool. And again, we can come in here and every day I'm just going to try to gain some levels, pick up the pups, pick up these couple of upper tier materials, and we'll be good to go. I actually should probably also buy this. I need a lot of copper bars actually for some things we're working on. So that is all the rewards. That's pretty neat. There's a lot of really, really good stuff as we jump in here and think about, again, C4 gas cylinders, hunting rifles, you get some mines. Like, there's some pretty solid stuff to work through this, and you have quite a bit of time. So let's jump into this events-wise here. We've got, as of recording this, about 10 days. So about 10 days left from when you're seeing this. So plenty of time. Also, make sure you're logging in every day. And even if you miss a day, you can still get all these because you got 7 days worth of rewards. I do want to make sure that I get this Welcome to the Wasteland poster. I think that's pretty cool. But this is also some good stuff that's going to help you as you get through the different daily events. So that's really nice. We get some bear traps, which is cool. These are essentially med kits, roasted turkey, full heal. If you didn't know, we're grabbing some med kits, which is nice. Another hunting crossbow. So this is very, very good. Great weapon. Cool to see 2 reanimators. And then this is nice for the abrasive part. So let's talk about, I've been sharing some tips. I shared kind of what all of the top tier rewards are going to look like and how much it costs. Let's talk about some other tips that have helped me. So abrasive ends up being probably the thing that you're going to struggle with the most, in my opinion, to end up finding. As you can tell, or if you didn't know, you're only getting it from this cave. I have not seen anywhere else that you're going to get it from this cave, and that's okay. This section right here is blocked off. So you're picking up, I don't know, a handful down here, which is enough to probably make 2, maybe 3 weapons per reset, maybe 2, I don't remember. You have this section blocked off. This section opens up when you get to the final task for the brown bear. So you have to move through this track pretty far in order to get this, but it will have 2 additional deposits of abrasive, 2 or 3. There's one there. I think it was just 2, and one right here. So 2 additional deposits for abrasive. I would have liked to see that a little bit earlier, but if you're trying to figure out how do I get open to this, when you get to the final task will take you back to the hunting grounds, and then you'll jump in here and you'll be able to take this guy down, and then you'll have access every reset to getting that abrasive. So that's important to note. The other thing as you work through this, if you haven't gotten a bunch of these tasks done, you have to complete the previous page and its special hunt, these noble deer, the white wolf. You have to complete that before you're able to complete the next special hunt for that rare animal. I actually ended up doing this where I completed both the black snouted boar and the white wolf first, and I was like, oh cool, I'll be able to do both of these. I wasn't able to do the black snouted boar task until I completed the white wolf hunt. So just keep that in mind. You do have to finish these pages off. I will tell you that essentially the best way you can go about it is to use your abrasive to craft just the thing that you need to get this stage done, and then hang on to the rest of it as much as you can, because every single stage that you have here is going to require you to make a different weapon on the bench grinder. So we start with making a hunting spear. You do that here pretty quickly, so that one's easy. Then you go to a hunting bow. Cool part is you get a bow from Isabel, so you can use that, throw that in there. The bow's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It'll get the job done. So you've used up some abrasive from there. Then from here, you go to a hunting makeshift crossbow, then down to a hunting cleaver, a hunting machete, and then finally 1 additional of any of the weapons that you want. So when you think about it, you're going to have to make at least 6 weapons with abrasive on the grinding bench, and it's going to need to be 5 of them are going to be specific that you'll have to do. So I actually made that mistake here early on, just trying to make a bunch of weapons. I made a bunch of machetes out of the abrasive, which was great for going to hunting those things. The problem is I got a little stuck and I had to reset the location to get more abrasive to be able to finish these tasks off, make the hunting bow, for instance, make the hunting crossbow. So just want to share that. That's an important tip, I think, in order for you to not maybe get stuck and having to wait for a reset, especially, again, if you don't have any rations. So really quickly, I'll just show what each of these is going to be. You have a couple that are related to foggy weather. Just running back and forth to the location, kill the animals, run back, run to somewhere else, run back, let the location reset. You'll get foggy, rainy weather. There's a couple of them that require that. It's not too bad. I had the hardest time with foggy weather here for the alligator, but not a big deal. It only took me a couple of resets. Everything else is pretty simple. You're going to need to collect the special skins or special items from the animals and deposit them in the sample container. You're going to have to kill them a specific way. So you're going to have to kill them most of the time with some long-range weapons and also some melee weapons. So you see here for the bear, you've got any long-range hunting weapon to kill the bear 8 times. Then you need to kill 2 bears in rainy weather with a melee weapon. So kind of keep that in mind. Again, the tasks line up pretty nicely for you to be able to do using the hunting machete. You can then use that hunting machete to go kill the bear with the melee. I should say this very clearly. This is something I noticed. It's probably a bug. If you kill an animal with the final strike and it breaks your hunting weapon, it will not count for credit. For whatever reason, that strike seems to make it so that you are not hitting it with the hunting weapon, which essentially reduces or takes away its ability to get the skin or the special item. So keep that in mind. You may also see this. Let's say you're using a weapon and it breaks mid-fight with one of the animals. You may also see it lose that stat. Just keep that in mind. I was running into that quite a bit. And just especially be careful with these bigger animals like the brown bears and alligators. There's only a few of them per location. So you want to make sure to try not to run into that, or else essentially you'll be kind of wasting some of your things there. So do keep that in mind. Charcoal fox will be the other one we'll share here. Again, you need 8 of those. You need some to catch a fox in the traps. This isn't too bad. I just put down like four traps in an area. The same fox can run into multiple of them, and this will count each time it's caught. So that part's cool. You will get 1 poacher at limestone cliffs. Was the one that I was doing a lot per reset. That's at least what I saw. So a couple of trips there. Melee hunt and the cleaver. And then for the boar, you have both the first 2, but you have to, again, make that makeshift crossbow. You have to kill it. 5 boars with the makeshift crossbow. This can be a little tough. Try to get them in range where they get stunned and then hit them. Long-ranged hunting weapon. So you're going to be already doing 5 of them if you use a hunting crossbow. You probably need 2 hunting crossbows, maybe 3, in order to get this part complete. The boar was one of the more kind of grindy ones, I would say. You do need a melee weapon to kill one in foggy weather, and then you need 8 tusks. And then you can, again, you should have the white wolf and the noble deer opened up for you. And like I said, here is the alligator one. So these were fun. It was cool. You get a ton of these hunter tokens for completing these. You see for the bears and for the alligators, once you complete it, you get 1,000 each. And then each step, I think they're all 200. They're 200 when you get to the bear and the alligator, 100 for both of those, and then 50 for the deer and the white wolf. So pretty simple. So that's how you get access to this other abrasive in here. Get to the bear, the final task in the bear quest line, and you will have that opened up for you. Let me jump out here really quick, and I will showcase just 1 or 2 things. Abrasive here. Keep in mind that with your weapons, with your different modifications on that, you can do this either before or after. Just make sure if you're going to go ahead and put abrasive on a weapon and then take it back to your base to then put into your modification table, that you're only selecting those 2 things. Don't auto override it, because what it will do is it will take the abrasive or the hunting portion of it off, and you will lose that capability. So these are all 7 minutes. Any weapon I've thrown in here has been 7 minutes, and they all require 4. You can do quite a few different things, so that's part pretty cool. But just keep in mind, essentially, you're going to be making just about all of these in order to get your tasks done. I would say that obviously the crossbow and the machete, me personally, I think were the best. But if you have good modifications on the cleaver, for instance, instead of the machete, worthwhile for you to do that and utilize it in order to keep that on there. So I'm going to let this rock and roll for the 7 minutes. Let's jump out of here. I'll jump back to the base because I want to check out the the sewing table, but I also want to talk about a couple of other tips really quick. I think just like as this is loading up, just like the past events, not the one where you had to spend coins and chase the leprechaun, but the other events where you've been able to work through this track, I think this is very, very doable, even free to play, to get all this done. You get a ton of the weapons through your reputation. It's going to take you a little while to get up your reputation and to be able to buy some of those things. So you may miss out on some items and resets of the daily store. Other than that, though, you should still be able to access a whole ton of this. And I think if you play every day and you go and you work through this task line, you're going to have a really good chance of getting this complete, getting to level 40 or above, and having some success there. So let's talk about the location really quick. You can auto it. You can auto it as much as you want for 10 rations. So I'm going to show you what this gives you. Every time I have done this, I've picked up some fish. I've never gotten anything rare out of this, so I should say that. But I've also always got 4 abrasive. So if you're really struggling for abrasive and you have the ability to make the weapons, you can use your rations to get 4 each time, which is essentially a weapon. So if you have access to that, feel free to do that. I'll do it again just to show you. That's what we're picking up. The cool part here is you do get some fish, so you can drop this in the sample container. It gets you some additional rep. That's pretty nice. You get some other stuff, that's cool. But here, best way probably to grab abrasive. Now, I won't say the best way, but it is a way at 10 rations. I don't like this method. I would prefer, and I can't show you this because I did it twice. Every day you're going to get 2 resets. And I think the top end of the reset is like 24, 30 rations. You could wait some time. It does reset your 24-hour timer when you reset it. But if you do that, it resets the entire location. So it resets again what you can put into the sample container. It resets the cave for you to grab all the abrasive, and you can do that 2 times. My suggestion would be is if you're going to do that, make sure you fish the location all 3 times if you have the fish food and can reset it, because fish is going to be, I think, probably the most overlooked thing for you and for a lot of people to help them get reputation, and they're just going to miss out because it's not tied to any of the quests. So do keep that in mind, but I would recommend fishing the location. Be sure to go into the cave, grab all the abrasive. If you want, you can also farm the entire location for pine, for berries, for your plant fibers, stone. You can grab all of these things, drop everything that you have or want to in the sample container, try to fill it up as much as possible before you go to do the reset. Then do the reset and you'll have new access to all of that stuff. And rinse and repeat. I think if you do that and you have, let's say, 50, 60 rations and can reset even just twice, that's going to give you a huge boost forward in abrasive and weapons you're able to grab, all that kind of stuff. That's probably my biggest overall tip to help you to be successful in this event. I talked about this too, but it is important to note that since you're going to basic locations, these reset every time. So be careful if you end up dying in this location. Make sure to use your revive, the one that you have through using a video. Make sure you use that because your stuff will be gone. 100% it will be gone unless there is like a special active event going on. You're doing one of the hunts, for instance, where you're going to get the special animal. If you die in that location, you should be able to go back there and pick your things up. So do keep that in mind. I actually died fighting the alligator the last time, and I was able to go back into the forgotten wetlands here, and I was able to go and grab my things and be done with it. You can auto these locations too. I'm going to try this. I didn't do this, but I'm curious to see what happens. What do we pick up from here? Okay, so you can auto it, and you can actually pick up some of these materials as well. Again, I personally wouldn't recommend this. I think this is a lot of rations for this. But if you're like really, really close, or you're about to get that next level and you have the spare rations, by all means, use your resources as you see fit, and you can grab that stuff. That's not bad, actually. This is a pretty good mix of things. Alligator skins and boar tusks are both pretty solid. This should auto for whatever the location is going to have access to, so you'll be picking these things up. This at 3 is actually pretty reasonable. What is this one at 5? That's pretty reasonable too. I just want to see if we get some bear claws here. We did not. Okay, so keep that in mind. It seems like for the alligator skins, you probably pick those up because that's only what's in this location. There's a few swamp zombies. This is essentially a swamp location, so this is really cool. I have enjoyed going here. It's only a few swamp zombies, and then you're going to see a handful of boars, and I would say on average 2 or 3 of the alligators per reset. Over here for the bears, I would say the same. I think at one point I saw 4, but average was between 2 and 3 bears in each of these locations as well. So kind of keep that in mind. But for a lot of the early tasks, just go to the location that you need that has the thing. So I hit Limestone Cliffs quite a bit. You could come over here, you could do Limestone Ridge, you'll be able to get a bunch of wolves. And then I was really just kind of working through Pine Grove as it had both boar tusks and or deer antlers. If you just need deer, just head over to Pine Bushes. You'll have some success. Again, wolves, you really go Pine Bushes or over here, Limestone Ridge, to get either the deers and or the wolves that you need to be able to grab. So there's some tips about locations, but again, keep in mind, if you're just farming the locations, you end up dying, you will lose your things. It will reset you. So make sure you use your chopper. You're dropping stuff in there, and keeping your special animal stuff safe if you don't have your revive or your reset. Let's jump into the base here. I'm not trying to... I like that you can go to these locations and you can farm other stuff too. That's the other part that I think is pretty cool. So you can utilize it to farm some other things and pick up some other resources that you need. So there we go. So that's going to come up here pretty soon. Where is our storage? There we go. I just want to put the sewing rack down. Kind of want to put the sewing rack like right here. Is that going to be in my way? I don't know. Wow, that's cool. That's neat. That's actually really neat. Yeah, little guy. It's cool. I wish I had the fuel tank. So bad. And the electronics crate. I hope those come back eventually. I hope all this stuff comes back eventually. So let's see. What can we throw in here? It looks like anything related to sewing, as you would imagine. Let's see what the stack up is on this. I have quite a few materials here. Oh, this is going to be awkward. I'm going to have to do this a whole bunch of times. Hang on. Stand by. Let me go put some stuff away here really quick. I just want to see what the max is. This is actually going to free up a ton of space. I know everybody... You should be really trying to grind for these. These types of storages, the special types of storages, are huge. They're so important. This is a 3-stack one, and 200 per. That's pretty solid. This is going to open up like 3 whole workbenches for me, or workbenches. 3 whole storage racks. This is wild. This is going to be great. I mean, look at all this fur. It's going to be a whole free one for me. I'm going to basically fill this up with just that. I guess that's not terrible. That rack is now open. That's so good. Storages are so good. These storages, I can't say enough about them. That. Boom. Yes. Nice. Let's see, do we got anything here? Yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff in here I'm going to open up. Leather all goes in here. Beautiful. Yeah. All right. We got some organization to do here. That's pretty cool. So that's top end rewards. Those are my tips. Oh, I wanted to showcase. I don't think... Do I have one? Let's see if I have one. Yeah. Okay. So right here. This is a good example. I think this is actually something we grab. So if I was to go and do the reset here, you can change these things, right? The thing that you have to be careful on is just doing the auto, which replaces it, right? It's going to say it's going to unlearn the mod. What it's going to do is it's going to take the sharpening off. So make sure you don't do that. Or if you accidentally click it, hit cancel. That keeps the sharpening on. Go back in here. What am I doing? Go back in here. And again, you can change this as you need. That's totally fine. It's all good there. Just make sure you don't click off of this. That's going to be the key. Now, I actually think you could save this like this if you wanted to do that. That way that doesn't happen for you. Probably not worth it, because when this event ends and you can't do the sharpening anymore, then that becomes not useful for you. So just be careful, again, when you're doing your modifications. But you can grab the weapon, come back to your base. You can set your modifications on it, and you're good to go. All right, really quickly, let's see if we get a new drone blueprint. Combustible mixture. We have already. So we're going to head over to Transport Hub. We'll be dropping that off and getting that going. But down and dirty. All the rewards. You can see the whole store. All of the tasks that you're going to need to complete. You can hop back to those sections and pause the video if you want to take a look at them. I hope my tips were helpful for you. And I hope you enjoy the event. Look out for a video here in the next couple of days. We're going to play a little bit more, and then we'll wrap it up with just some thoughts as we grab a few things and kind of continue to take a look at everything. So hope you enjoyed. Enjoy the event. Thank you for clicking on this one. Hopefully you have a great weekend. If you're in the US of A. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Spend some time, family and friends, and do all those good things. Certainly, just enjoy it. Enjoy summer as we're getting into it. School ending for a lot of folks, so have a good summer. Enjoy that. Lots more Last Day on Earth content coming to you, so be sure hit that sub button. I'm gonna flash some socials, like, comment, subscribe, do the whole thing. Help us get to 10K. That'd be absolutely huge. That's our goal for the year, so thank you so much. Check out some of the other videos, both a free to play and a regular Last Day on Earth playlist. We uploaded some additional stuff to our Wasteland Survival Guide. We just did a dog breeding guide, so be sure to go give that a look-see, throw a like on that, and give it a view. That would really appreciate that. Those are there to help. We did a really in-depth deep dive on it, so hopefully it was really good information if you're looking to maximize that. But all those things being said, we got lots more content coming at you. Magic the Gathering as well, if you're interested in that. We have some fun stuff that we've been throwing up, and more to come on the channel. So thanks for being here. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you here real soon, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.